A Sagittarius guy is pleasant, kind, and flirty, which makes him extremely appealing as a potential companion. However, being in love and being in a relationship are frequently not the same thing. A Sagittarius guy in love communicates his sentiments in unique ways, and recognizing his loving gestures requires a sharp eye and a thorough comprehension of his nature. If you want to act on your feelings, you'll undoubtedly have a lot of questions, ranging from what indicators a Sagittarius guy is falling in love with you to how to attract a Sagittarius man. This breakdown of the top 16 facts you should know about this sun sign will help you better understand your possible love interest. 1. A Sagittarius man is optimistic. One of the most admirable characteristics of a Sagittarius man is his optimistic nature. He will constantly strive to find the bright side of things and look for the silver lining, even when the odds are overwhelming. Now, this does not imply that he will overlook concerns or issues. But he'll instill optimism in the relationship. His positivity will keep you both going even when hardship occurs or your relationship encounters a stumbling block. This is one of the most appealing characteristics of a Sagittarius man in love. 2. He hates being tied down. If you want to attract a Sagittarius guy and make him envisage a future with you, avoid tying him down. Sagittarians despise being tethered. It contradicts their free-spirited temperament, which shapes their identities. It's arguably one of the most significant Sagittarius male characteristics to understand. That is why, in order to have a long-term relationship with a Sagittarius guy, you must first thoroughly understand him. Don't attempt to control your man's decisions or be overly attached. If you do, he will flee before you even know what has occurred. Focus on connecting with your man, offer him something to be enthused about, and he will take the jump of committing to you. 3. A Sagittarius man will be curious if he's into you. How can you tell whether a Sagittarius man likes you? The solution to this issue rests in recognizing his most intrinsic personality traits. A Sagittarius guy is naturally interested. If he has feelings for you, he will go out of his way to learn everything about you. If you're wondering what signals a Sagittarius guy is falling in love with you, this one is clear. If he is really interested in your likes, dislikes, dreams, goals, concerns, and weaknesses, you can be sure he is seeking for a relationship. A Sagittarius man's nature in love will involve him asking. 4. A Sagittarius boyfriend can get bored easily. Because he is motivated by excitement and the need to discover new things, a Sagittarius man might easily become bored with stasis or repetition. If you want to be in a relationship with one, you must be willing to try new things on a regular basis. He may unexpectedly invite you to accompany him on a road trip or get you suited up in the middle of the night to go out for ice cream. Dating a Sagittarius man entails being prepared for unexpected adventures. He wants his spouse to be as enthused about the thought of always trying something new. 5. A Sagittarius man is impatient. Impatience, like most other fire signs, is a significant attribute of Sagittarius men. Certainly not his most appealing attribute. In fact, if you're curious about the Sagittarius man's vulnerability in love, this is it. He is not willing to wait around if he believes you are unclear of your sentiments, nor is he the kind to get himself into difficult mathematics. This generally results from a remarkable clarity about what he desires in the moment. The decision may not turn out to be the most reasonable one in the long run, but a Sagittarius guy lacks the patience to wait it out or consider the options. He is impulsive, which can be difficult to tolerate in a relationship. 6. He likes being mentally stimulated. A Sagittarius guy is not interested in a girlfriend who is unable to engage him in discussion and educate him on topics he is unaware about. So, if you believe a Sagittarius guy has a crush on you, you must have stimulated him cognitively and captivated him with your words. To go forward, you must maintain the pace and provide him with fresh things to be impressed by. Without that, the spark will swiftly fade from him. Dating a Sagittarius man requires you to be eager and prepared to go above and beyond to make the relationship intriguing from the start. He will, of course, meet you halfway and contribute his bit to keeping the embers of want, love, and attraction blazing. That is why a Sagittarius guy is most compatible with persons who intellectually excite him. No, you don't have to discuss the most intricate theories in astrophysics, all you need is to be on the same wavelength. 7. A Sagittarius man fancies a secure, independent partner. The Sagittarius man's compatibility with a possible mate is defined only by the latter's independence and security. These two characteristics are required for him, since only a confident, independent person can appreciate his independence and desire for space. He cannot flourish or even remain in a relationship in which he so complains about his need for independence or actively seeks to limit it. A Sagittarius guy in love requires his own personal space in order to fully commit to the relationship. If you're going to bombard him with calls and texts while he's off doing his own thing, realize that this is not how to love a Sagittarius guy. 8. How Sagittarius men act when in love. He is expressive. A Sagittarius guy would never keep you wondering about his feelings for you. If a Sagittarius guy likes you, he would do everything to make your heart skip a beat. If he is in love, he will show it via his words, eyes, body language, and gestures. So you won't be looking for subtle indicators that a Sagittarius man is falling in love with you. He will constantly laud and respect you, to the point that you feel anxious and awkward about all the attention you are receiving. That's simply how he is. Always knows what he wants and isn't scared to go after it. 9. A Sagittarius man in love is a passionate lover. A Sagittarius guy in love enjoys expressing his emotions via physical and sexual connection. Your Sagittarius man has a strong desire for love and connection. And he is unashamedly honest about it. He values a partner who takes the initiative and control in bed and thrills him in unexpected ways. When you're in a relationship with a Sagittarius man, you can usually expect intense, steamy action between the covers. If you want to amp up the thrill even more, consider that a Sagittarius man's favorite body parts are his hips and legs. Put your glutes and quads to work. Never skip a leg day at the gym to keep your boyfriend salivating and longing for you. Have we just discovered the Sagittarius man's vulnerability in love? Let the legs do the talking. 10. A Sagittarius man likes to have fun. A Sagittarius guy enjoys having fun in all aspects of his life, including his relationships. Anyone who just sits there moping is sure to turn him off. To keep him interested, show off your humorous side and create lighthearted moments with a few couples activities that he will remember fondly. This is the only way to make a Sagittarius guy miss you and occupy his thoughts even while he is out on his own travels. If you start vibing on the front, he may want to include you in all of his escapades. That's when dating a Sagittarius man becomes a very fulfilling experience. So, when you're with one, anticipate the Sagittarius man in love to be emphatic because of his carefree and adventurous personality. Make sure you're not a sucker for routines, because he may want to get away from it every now and again. 11. He is not a big talker. What is a Sagittarius man's vulnerability in love? This is one of the most aggravating Sagittarius guy features, and it just cannot be ignored. He's just not a big talker. It's not as if Sagittarians are introverted. He can conduct discussions with strangers and keep them captivated on his words for as long as he wants. But he doesn't enjoy extended, late-night conversations. So, be prepared to receive monosyllabic replies to the majority of your inquiries. The good news is that with a little patience and determination, you can enhance communication in your relationship. If you try frequently and hard enough, he'll surprise you with a rare, in-depth chat that will leave you all heated up. So, if you are thinking, what do Sagittarius men like? He likes infrequent cerebral interactions to protracted, late-night ones. Give him time, and he'll come around and engage in a meaningful conversation with you when he actually wants to. 12. He is brutally blunt. Another quality of this solar sign is its directness, which may make Sagittarius men appear abrupt. He isn't the kind to sugarcoat his words or say things he doesn't mean just to avoid crushing your heart. You'll get a taste of it early on while dating a Sagittarius man. During the honeymoon period, most individuals select their words carefully and make sure they say just the correct things to wow their spouse even further. Not our Sagittarius dude. He's going to set it out as is. Let's assume you spend an hour preparing to go out with your boyfriend. Inquire as to how he perceives your own danger. If he doesn't like what he sees, he will tell so without hesitation. It's one of the most distinguishing characteristics of Sagittarius men, since he's also not a big talker. So, don't say we didn't warn you if he says something shocking, like something you've never heard before. 13. A Sagittarius man is generous. Sagittarius men are generous. Some might say to a fault. He is generous in his connections. If you have his heart, it's a given that you also have everything else he has, both emotionally and materially. This might be seen as a Sagittarius man's vulnerability in love, particularly for himself. If a Sagittarius guy likes you, he is willing to put himself out there, even if it means risking his heart. On the other hand, this inclination of a Sagittarius guy in love is ideal for you. If you're in need, your boyfriend will do anything to aid you, even at the expense of his own security. This is the Sagittarius man's personality in love. This feature makes him a partner who will always support you in the relationship, no matter what. 14. He loves the outdoors. A Sagittarius man enjoys the outdoors because he is daring and free-spirited. He thrives at outdoor activities that need a lot of movement and effort. A Sag is drawn to any type of adventurous sport. He feels most at ease in the lap of nature. Asking him to spend his time indoors, whether at a 9-to-6 desk job or at home, is equivalent to tormenting him. If you want to surprise a Sagittarius man who has a crush on you, ask him for a Sunday morning trek in the woods. You'll have his heart forever. Compatibility with a Sagittarius man requires a love of the outdoors. 15. A Sagittarius man focuses on the big picture. Attention to detail is not your man's strong suit. He is the one who focuses on the larger picture. For example, when you're in a relationship, his priority will be to create a life that fulfills both of your ambitions. Details such as relationship milestones, anniversaries, and birthdays may slip through his memory completely. Yes, this may be irritating, but it is simply who he is. If you love him, you will have to accept it. 16. He takes his time to fall in love. A Sagittarius guy may be impetuous and impatient in other areas of life, but not in issues of the heart. He takes his time falling in love and admitting his affections to someone. That's because he values a committed partnership highly, one that he would perceive as a danger to his freedom. He will not act on his feelings unless he is confident that he can be with you while also being himself. Being in love, dating, or devoted to a Sagittarius guy may be both exciting and challenging. To get your relationship off the ground, you must learn to appreciate his point of view and the inevitable need for space. Once you do, you'll realize he's the finest thing that has ever happened to you.